hips. John said that you're coming back a little at a time and a little behind, where you will be obviously in a month.
Yeah, definitely. Sitting out, I think 4 or 5, 6 months before I really did anything. Obviously, I'm not where I want to be, but I've been working hard every day to get back to where I was. Obviously, I still got a ways to go, but the coaches have done a great job of transitioning me back in. And as a group, I think we're really improving.
Has the process for you been tougher than maybe you expected, or about what you were figuring on?
I think it's been a little bit tougher than I expected, just because I kind of jumped back in and just kind of expected myself to be right where I was, skill-wise and shooting the basketball and things like that. And I'm not there yet, so it can be frustrating at times, but just got to remind myself it's a long process.
Is it just a comfort level, soreness, or after you work out? What's the main thing that's bugging you at this point?
It's gotten a lot better in the last few weeks, but I think I was, after the first week or so, after I was back, integrated into things, I was pretty sore, just from, getting back running and moving. I hadn't done that in so long. But that's kind of slowed down in the past few weeks, so it's getting better.
What is your mindset this time around? This is your last media day, your last go around. Is it sort of hit you yet that I only got this last season ahead of me?
Yeah, it's crazy how fast it's gone. I'm just trying to embrace it. Just looking forward to the season. Very excited, both Karis and myself, for our senior year. Just trying to embrace the moment and the journey.
Obviously, you guys went through your struggles with injuries and just some surprising losses last year. How have you sort of taken that leadership approach to saying, hey, we're not going to let this happen again?
Just trying to pick things up in practice, especially in the preseason. I think we're a lot farther ahead where we were last year in the preseason. Just holding guys accountable. We have a lot of returners, so guys know what we went through last year, and no one's happy with how the season ended. So I think that itself kind of has made everybody work a little bit harder this offseason.
What are your impressions of this kid sitting next to you?
Mo Easy. He's been doing really well. He had a really good summer, good fall for us. He's real versatile, brings a new element to the team. Very smart, high IQ player, so I'm excited for him.
How'd your best man speech go?
Best man speech went well.
Yeah.
It was good. It was a lot of fun.
Tearful?
No, I went funny. I went full comedy. Yeah, I'm not very sentimental, so. But it was good. It went well. Appreciate you asking.
You've been on some teams with some really high-level shooters. How does this compare in terms of maybe the depth of people that, as a point guard, you'll be able to get the ball off to?
Yeah, we got guys who can fill it up. And as a point guard, that's huge. It just helps space the floor. We got guys who can drive and kick, and they can knock down shots. So that's going to be huge, and I think the coaches have realized that and how it's going to help our offense.
I would say differences in quantity.
What is the difference between Karis this time around? You guys came in together. You seen him approach the game differently? Obviously, he's coming off injury too.
Karis?
Yeah.
I think with Karis he was able to get a full off season and preseason, under his belt where he wasn't coming off an injury or something like that. So he's able to put on weight, get stronger. I think you guys can tell just by looking at him. He's kind of got a different body than last year or 2 years ago. But then just on the court, he has that same confidence and swagger that we need to lead this team.
Is he being a little bit more vocal? I know he's never going to be like a super loud guy, but are you seeing that in practice?
Yeah, Karis has always been more of a lead by example guy, just his work ethic and things like that. But I think he's definitely tried to amp it up a little bit, getting on guys, holding each other accountable, things like that. And I think he realized it's his senior year, so he wants to have no regrets.
You're both in that situation, and Coach said that you guys have had a lot of success, are pretty hungry to really end it the way, not necessarily the way you began it, but at a pretty high level. Some thoughts about that?
Yeah, definitely. I think we both, we talked about we both want to go out on a high note, obviously. And last year, we were the captains of the team that didn't make the NCAA tournament, so we don't want to be remembered as that. So this year we're going to do everything we can to make sure Michigan has a great season.